What's going on, everyone? It is Will Mitchell here, and we have a really exciting video. Today, we're going to talk about construction prices in the world, in the US, in Belize, in Mahogany Bay. It's a very important video. So to start the video, I actually, about a week ago, got onto Google Flights, and I found this small town or village in South Carolina called Beaufort. And I said, I got to bring an expert down to talk about this. So looked at Google Flights, found a flight, and actually brought down one of the foremost experts on architecture, construction. He's building houses in Japan, in Bahamas, in the United States, in Belize, Cooter.
Australia.
I mean, this guy is a foremost expert, so thank you for coming down, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for getting me down again.
Every time. We needed this because the people want this video. So I think the plan for today is really to dive into what is the current market for construction, where does it stand against everywhere in the world, or the US specifically, and where is the trend going, all this stuff. So
yeah,
Cooter,
all the hard questions.
Cooter, number one, can we talk a little bit about general construction trends in the United States? Which way are we going, up, down, left, right?
So, everybody knows COVID hit.
Yep.
Prices went nuts,
yep.
Right? And same thing, it happened here in Belize, it happened in Beaufort, it happened everywhere we're working, right? Material prices went up, building prices went up, everything went up, nothing's coming down. Material prices have actually come down a little bit,
yeah.
Right? But overall prices have not come down. Yeah. They're up there, they're stable. This brings the perfect point, right? Depends on what kind of quality you're building.
Yeah.
Are you building a one-story vinyl cladded house on a slab in a production-friendly neighborhood? Maybe you get it done for $175 a square foot. If you're building our quality of house, you're $400. You're doing a crawl space, you're doing nice siding, you're doing good quality windows, you're doing hardwood floors throughout, nice kitchen. So a good house. A typical house for us ranges, I would say on the low end today, $275 a square foot. And then there's no limit to the upper end, right? Yeah. Like you can go forever.
In Belize, for example, that would be comparable maybe to like something that's like a modular build that you're getting out of, Cayo, that they're shipping over here, and then versus like a Mahogany Bay house. So what you're really saying is it's hard to give a price because we have to know what type of home we're getting and what we're comparing it to, because not every home is built the same.
100%.
Cooter, how do you know if you're getting the right information from a construction standpoint?
Listen, that's the hardest question right there. I mean, how do you really know? Are you getting the facts? And part of it, you got to go with your gut. I'll tell you where you're not going to get your facts is social media, right? Like there's a lot of what do you call it? Gaslighting.
He said it, I didn't say it.
we have a lot of that actually occurs in Beaufort as well. I got rid of my social media a long time ago. Oh yeah, no, I don't.
Maybe I'll make the jump and just be a YouTube guy.
It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. I tell you, I miss Facebook because it was a great way to actually contact somebody if I wanted to reach out to somebody.
Yeah, you never Facebook me anymore.
Well, I don't have it, right? But that's the only thing I miss. I can't reach out and, like, hey, and I used to use it to reach out to somebody I really didn't know. I used it like a phone book. But yeah, for actual real information, it's not where I get my news. It's
not a credible source.
It's really not, right? I mean, you got to check references, right? You've got to see proven results. Have they built something?
Yep.
Is it complete? Are the clients happy? Right? Like you got to do it. And we all make mistakes, right? Like, it took a long time for us to get to a point where I could have pretty good confidence in telling folks, listen, what I'm telling you is true. It does not work this way, right? But a lot of mistakes were made to get to that point. We've goofed up tons of stuff. I've bought elevators. I've bought hundreds of windows. I can't tell you how many windows we paid for that we made mistakes on, right? Like just tons of stuff that we've kind of gone through over the years to get there. But you see, you gotta get somebody that's actually done it.
Yeah.
If they haven't done it, it's all talk.
For sure. I think, some of the stuff I see online, I always talk to people around the island. Obviously, we got hundreds of people coming in every day talking to us. And I feel like when people get information from sources like that, typically what they're telling me is untested. And when they actually go through the process, they usually walk right back through those doors over there and say, well, I think you might have been right about that at the beginning. What do I do now?
Yeah, but that's what we got to avoid, right? That's the worst case scenario. You can't fix it after it's all goofed up. And you do get a lot. I know you get a lot of those. That's exactly why we're set up the way we are, is to prevent that scenario from happening. Because you can't recover from that.
No, I think the big thing too, one of the biggest misconceptions about building in Mahogany Bay is that there's some sub-Mahogany Bay market where the prices are being inflated to take advantage of the people building, when the reality is it's the exact opposite of that, no?
No, it is exact. So there was, we've been working in here since 2017, 2016 maybe, I can't remember. But
we've been going at it that long.
It's been a while, but there was a recent shift in prices that it even caught me off guard, to be honest, right? Like, because I had been telling folks pretty assuredly, hey, you're gonna fall in this range. And then somewhere along January, maybe February, we got some quotes back and I went, whoa, that was a pretty big increase. And it was a significant increase, and it's still there. And honestly, I don't think it's gonna go away. I mean, prices go up, things increase, and I don't see that changing. It's gonna get, but I mean, that's part of the pain of success. Where you build a good community that people want to be in, and it happens.
It's a fair point for sure. It's a fair point for sure. I think that you never know. There could be adjustments in the market. Maybe things get better, but I trust your expert opinion, and I still think that it's really important for people to see. Mahogany Bay, you're not having a developer profit margin on your build. Our real estate team does not take a real estate fee on the build.
All right.
You're getting it quoted directly from one of the 15 contractors that's approved, which you don't have to use. You don't have to use Cooter. You don't have to use CMSB and Jenny. So these are all optional, and I think that's our next question. But from there, it's literally you're getting a quote from a contractor and you're building a house.
Yeah, there's no handcuffs on you. You can do anything you want.
Right? It's very simple. So tell me about that. Do they need to use you? Do they need to use Jenny? Do they need to use one of the builders in
No,
here?
they're free to use anybody. But there's a lot of risk to stepping outside and just grabbing somebody to come build your house.
For sure.
And there's a lot of safeguards put into place to stop those right now. You got to be careful when you go outside the system, but there's no handcuffs on folks. They can hire anybody they want. There's a review process in place to make sure that the neighborhood doesn't suffer from it. If you want to jump out there and experiment, that's fine.
Go ahead.
But we do have some, concerns from a big picture neighborhood standpoint, because at the end of the day, this is going to be an amazing place, and we're going to guarantee that.
I think it is today.
And
it's already that, man. It's already the place to be.
It is a great place, but it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better, right?
It's only getting better, man.
The more people get in here and build, the better it's going to get. Let's talk building systems.
Let's talk building systems, man.
There's no silver. I can't say it.
Silver bullet, I got you. That's why we're a team over here,
But everybody thinks there is, right?
Yeah.
So first thing you do when you get that price, you go, what do I do? Oh, I know what I do. And instead of doing this, I'm gonna prefab it. Oh, instead of doing this, I'm gonna bring in this system from China that I can build this house for
Dubai.
50% less, right? Like those are all false, right? Those are false narratives that they don't work at the end of the day. I mean, we have done precast concrete panels, we've done modular, we've done SIPs, we've done ICF construction, we've done concrete construction, we've done wood framing construction, we've done just about every system out there. Haven't done any of those 3D printed houses yet. That's next.
We might get there.
That's next. But we've touched just about everything, right? And it's always the same promise. Oh, well, this structural system's 20% less. I'm gonna save you money. Well, that could be factual. It might be 20% less. But if your sub's not familiar with it, they might charge you 80% more to deal with it, right? So you really have to package all that stuff in the end and compare quality to quality. Make sure you're getting what you're paying for.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, at the end of the day, you can get a cheaper house in Belize. People have seen some of my videos where we do a modular unit that goes out to Secret Beach, and some of those prices are literally just the house shell.
Yes.
And of course, you're going to get a house shell on a modular build with an inferior quality for a cheaper price.
Yes.
I think what you're really saying is it's on point with what the market is, if I'm not mistaken, and the techniques they're using right now in Mahogany Bay is kind of old, reliable in Belize, and it gets the job done.
That's exactly right. We know what the end result's going to be. And I mean, you know, just even with your solar system at Secret Beach, right? You can put in a solar system that, you know, keeps your refrigerator running and 2 lights and your AC. And you can put in a solar system that takes care of the entire house and does it well, and you can kind of live as most people expect to live.
Yep.
There can be a $50,000 price range difference in that, right? That's a big number. So you got to factor in quality of what you're getting into all of that.
So Cooter, why don't you want to stray outside of what's being done here? Or do you want to stray outside of it?
No, I don't want to. I think that's a huge mistake. And that goes back to this silver bullet theory, right?
Okay.
The moment you introduce something that folks aren't familiar with, you're in experimental territory, right? The subs don't know what they're getting into. Nobody knows, you know, nobody knows what they're doing, and you get a cost factor associated.
Doesn't know what they're doing.
No one knows what they're doing, right?
Doesn't even know where he is.
And that can be dangerous.
Yeah.
So I think it's important, especially in a place like Belize, if somebody knows how to do beautiful wood workmanship, you know, don't put steel in their hands and say, okay, build this house out of this because this steel is cheaper than this piece of lumber, right? Like you really do have to factor in the labor, the skill, the craftsmanship, and work with the talents that exist. Don't try and reinvent the system. If you try to reinvent the system, you're not going to save money in the end. It's probably going to cost you more.
Yeah, you'll be the guinea pig.
Yeah, you are that's exactly what you are. You're the guinea pig.
For sure.
Could it work? Maybe.
Yeah, you never know.
I've never seen it happen that way, right? It's pretty rare.
It could.
Now, if you're building your own house, could you save money? Certainly, right?
Of course, yeah.
I mean, if you're going to get out there and put your own labor in and not associate a cost to that, sure, it's going to be less.
For sure.
But that's not realistic.
Final question to you, Cooter.
Yes.
And this is more of just a direct question on the value compared to the price in today's day. If you had the money, because I know you're fully invested in your business and taking care of a big family and whatnot, would you buy a Mahogany Bay house today? Unscripted, throwing the notes away. Would you do it, man?
Yeah, no, I'd buy here
Why
for sure.
would you do it?
The quality is solid. You get what you pay for.
What else?
The
What
neighborhood's
other reasons?
fantastic.
I'm gonna pull this out of you. What are the reasons?
The neighborhood's great, right? You know, I know the island really well. If I had to pick a place to live on this island, I'd live in Mahogany Bay Village.
Now,
I wouldn't even.
Not even a question, right?
There's no hesitation.
When you and Stacy lived here,
Yes.
because Cooter actually lived here before with his wife. Again, second shout out to Stacy on the channel. What was the biggest reason Stacy wanted to leave?
Our household accommodations were actually a big factor.
That was a big factor, right?
It was a big factor. Yeah.
Okay, man. Well,
But you know, we also came with dogs. And not everybody wants to, you know, throw their...
shout out to Dexter. Dexter the pug was a good friend of mine.
It's true.
All right, man, let's do it. We're going to go from here to CMSB and just keep getting more insights from the team over here and get you guys all the info.
Perfect. Let's do it.
All right, so now we're over here with the construction management team, or 2 of their members. It's actually a bigger team, but we have Jennifer and Sergio here, so both engineers. Jennifer is also my beautiful girlfriend. And Sergio and I, we're actually not dating, just to clear the air on that. We're here to talk about very important stuff. So guys, thank you for coming over here with us.
You're welcome.
So, question 1 for you guys. What exactly are the services you guys provide or service you provide?
Okay, so what we basically do is we guide clients through the construction process in Mahogany Bay and in Belize in general, right? Because it's really different, like if you do it in the US and if you do it here. So we have like the expertise, we have been building like for a while, so we know how it is and what involves to build here. So we'd guide people through that process.
Got it. So what does the team look like for CMSB? I know you guys have a pretty big team now. It seems to be growing every week. Who's on the team?
Yeah.
Right, so we have me, I'm the project administrator.
Yeah.
We have a civil engineer, an assistant who's in control of all the draw system money. Interior designer, we have Jennifer, our lead project manager. And then of course we have 3 site supervisors.
Wow. So you guys are covering everything. So what does the update system look like for people? I know you guys do a heck of a lot more than just updating the clients, but what is kind of the updates for them look like?
So the most important ones, like people looking at, we send progress videos, reports every week of what is happening on site, or what is not happening and why. So keep record of everything that is happening like every week. And I would say the rest one is report everything that we see on site. So from structural problems to if builders miss a light or like whatever we see on site, we report and the clients.
Yeah, and we're actually sitting in a house that you guys manage the project. It's freaking beautiful. Cooter, if you were building a house out here, would you use CMSB? Would you use a project manager?
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's kind of ironic because they did this one, and when I first came here, I did the same exact house, you did 3 lots down. I did a gym as well. So I know what goes into it, and this is amazing.
And
they've done a fantastic job.
Based on what a project manager would do in the US versus what CMSB provides, is it what's the value for it?
The value's there. No, it's crazy not to use this service. It's absolutely insane. To have a team like this that can get a job over the finish line and do it with this kind of quality, you can't put a price on that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that CMSB gets a lot of
the blame.
The blame, I guess you could say.
Yeah, they get the blame.
Just to clarify, are you guys a builder?
No, we're not.
So you guys can control what you can control, which is, making sure that the client is informed about everything. Also, you guys have an interior designer. I'm just kind of looking around now, naming stuff. Updates, weekly updates, video updates, being on site every day. All right, what about the prices going up? The question of the day. Let's just get down to business here. In your guys' opinion, why have the construction prices gone up?
So we have been, based on our experience with the past projects, we have been adding more items. These are some stuff that we used to miss before, and now when we start building with these new builders or with the current builders, their question is why you didn't have this in the bid. So we start adding this in our rough estimate, trying to include everything so you guys could have the perfect home. We will quote perfect home. So having all of this included, we'll have your dream home. Then of course we have that construction bloom in San Pedro and in Belize, of course. So all of this causes competition, the availability of material. So all of these are factors that's gonna cause a higher cost in construction.
For me, the way I look at this, it's a win-win. In scenario one, construction might slow down and then your build cost might slow down. Or scenario B is construction keeps going at the rate it's going, the price stays the same, but you're in a booming market that has development going on all around you. So
it is a positive. I mean, it's unfortunate for some that time and construction costs may have done something to their budget, right?
Yeah.
They expected to get X for Y, and that's just not realistic anymore. And that's unfortunate, but that's these guys don't control the cost. I wish you did. It would make my life so much easier, but I don't control the cost either, right?
Yeah.
The market is controlling the cost, and we just have to play in it.
For sure. And I think that's kind of a good transition. You guys aren't builders. We want to talk to a builder. It sounds like we've just confirmed one to talk to us today. Final note, thank you guys for jumping on with us.
Let's mosey on.
Let's mosey on. All right, our final stop here in the construction video is probably the most important one. What do you think, Cooter?
Definitely.
It's got to be up there. We're sitting with Mandy Graniel. So his family and him have built Victoria House, Cayaspanto, James Island, Matachica, literally half of the island. I could go on all day here. Half of Mahogany Bay too.
True.
Mandy, thanks for jumping on with us, man.
No problem.
So first question would be, in your professional opinion, which is probably the best one in the whole market and country, why have construction prices gone up a bit?
Okay, that's kind of a good question. A couple of factors there would be probably demand for labor. A lot of labor, there's a lot of stuff going on, guys. Demand for materials too. After COVID too, we had a lot of jump in prices in every single thing you can think of. Plywood, mahogany, steel, whatever it is, just doubled up or sometimes went up 30-40%. So those are, I would guess, the main factors right now for that.
And then one follow-up question to that, Mandy. You do have the experience, you've built a lot. Would you say even in the current market, the product that people get with some of the custom woodwork you guys do is more than fair value for what the product you're producing?
I definitely think so, especially in our part. We try to do our best to get the best materials out there, the best workmanship, and of course we guarantee our work. So yeah, I think it's a good value for what you get. You gotta come and see it.
Yeah.
Definitely, see it in person is a much better perspective than
For sure.
just seeing pictures and stuff. So.
For sure.
Do you feel like it's stabilized now? Do you think it's all kind of under control?
It is a little stabilized now. We're seeing a little bit of drop in some stuff, not a lot. Like just a couple of weeks ago, like a week or two, they told me that steel was coming down. Plywood is coming down, but not all the products are coming down. Not all of them. But hopefully that trickles down some more and we can try to implement that, again on the pricing.
How important is it to just work with what you have on the island compared to, how I am? Hey, let's just bring in this Celoflex and slap it on the roof. Let's do ice and water shield. Like
Right.
how difficult does that make your life when it comes to bringing that kind of material in?
Bringing stuff in is not a problem. You can do it. You can bring it in. But every time I price stuff like what you want, or composites or other stuff, it's always like 6 to 8 times more expensive than a regular stuff. So it's not cost effective in one way.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be good for demand, like we have it, let's put it on, right? But for cost wise, it doesn't help. It doesn't work.
Cooter,
Yeah.
any more?
Yeah, no, listen, I have a very, very serious question here. This one's
hear it.
important,
Oh, no.
right?
All right.
Because we talked to the construction management services earlier, right?
Yeah.
And I know you've worked with them recently on a lot of projects.
Right.
And I also know that you've worked with me.
Yep.
So here's the question, you gotta be 100% honest.
Okay.
Who's the best? Who does the better job managing a project? Is it me or is it construction management service?
It's hard to say. You were very good.
Well, you gotta tell the
Very
truth.
good,
Come on,
but-
put it out there.
I like working with construction management.
I knew it.
The boys are,
Throwing you into the bus.
yeah, the boys are there. There's a call. They're a call away. They're on the street. They come right away. So they're good, man. I really enjoy, and they're easy to work with too. So I like them a lot. I like them a little bit more than you.
I'll take that, man. I really will. I get it.
That's a great question. Is that it, Cooter?
That's it. That was the big one for me.
All right, Mandy. Thanks
All right,
again, brother.
no problem.
Appreciate it, man.
Anytime.
So that's what I have for you guys today. That is the construction video. There's a lot of pieces and components to that, but in my opinion, all the team you met today is what you're really investing in. If you are investing in a Mahogany Bay, for example, amazing people. You don't have to use them. I feel their product is unbelievable. As you guys know, I'm biased. I say that all the time, but they are the most qualified people, in my opinion, on the island here, some of them. And there's other builders, other project managers, and you guys can do your own due diligence. So hope to see you guys out here in Paradise soon, and we'll see you in the next video.